He's not wearing his outfit, though. Well, with that being said, we actually just finished up our loser bracket round 1 match. So now Revenge has gone home. Liquid is waiting in the loser bracket finals. And coming up, we've got Dog versus EG. The winner of this match in the grand finals, one series win away from moving on to Kiev.
Absolutely. So EG versus Team Dog. EG won their first round matchup pretty handily over Liquid. It was a 2-1, but predictions getting into this series, Mr. Wu.
Easily Evil Geniuses.
2-0.
Easy geniuses.
Easy Genius 2-0.
Yeah, I
mean,
think so.
I think, do you recall the EG versus Dog game from the group stage, that best of 1? 9-minute victory, total domination. The Dogs were put to sleep. It was bad.
Oh, geez.
It was dirty.
Put him back in the kennel.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Locked it up and threw away the key.
No fetch.
Yeah. So can EG do it again? That is the question.
Well, predictions before we hop inside the game. The draft's underway, so we'll be.
You've
got a cough button here,
cough
buddy.
button. You didn't.
There was no cough button here before. Hello.
Hey,
Well, that's the other way to hide your cough. You're a very considerate guy, though, Ben.
I like
I
that.
want
Just
people to hear me
rip the
cough.
headset
The
off.
commissioner cares about the people's ears. Which is
It was nice.
more than you could say
it's
for the
a
rest of
nice
us. We've got echo going, massive audio desync earlier. But, well, let's do predictions. So for me, EG 2-0. I think they're
EG
too
You
strong.
know,
know, I'd like to be the devil's advocate here, but
It's just being silly.
it's just silliness. I think EG have this handily. We should look up some
Team
some
Dogs,
Dota
they're
Lounge,
not
D2L.
that bad though.
Yeah, what are the Dota
What are the
Lounge
bets?
odds?
Come on,
I don't know,
Commissioner.
let's
This
check
is
it
your
out.
turf.
I don't engage
How do
in
you not
illegal
know? This is what you're
activities.
good for here.
This is part of your
I don't
role.
engage in illegal activities like this, okay, guys?
Well,
It's
betting?
not on there. I would probably say it should be
Okay.
like 70-30, maybe a little
I
bit.
think that sounds appropriate. 75-25, somewhere
yeah,
around there.
that range.
Yeah.
Woof, woof.
Wolf,
Yeah.
wolf. Will it be one wolf or two wolves?
Is
That-
Team
that'll be the
Dog
sign.
stronger with or without Jimmy?
Now, that's an interesting question. They're less flashy, but maybe a little less throwy. So I don't know if better is the right word. Just different.
Better.
I kind of agree.
Okay.
It's just different. Smolg has a
Smogalik
very...
hasn't been hugely impressive, but he also hasn't been throwing games. He hasn't been making big
Right.
mistakes. So
Well, MSS replaced him.
MSS was already on the team.
Yeah,
Was
no,
he?
It's Smogalik who's here instead of
But it's,
Jimmy.
okay.
Jimmy,
well,
Jimmy.
Smogalik was like listed on their roster, but I
Right.
think but wasn't playing for them.
I thought Smokelik was already playing for them before.
No, it was MSS, Fog, Pycat, and Misery, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the best of my
I thought
recollection.
Smokelik was the one playing the offlane that we got confused for Mason. It was
Yes.
it was originally Mason and Jimmy, and Jimmy was playing mid, and
Well,
Smokelik
Mason was never
offlane.
actually on the team though. That was
Right.
always a hoax.
And then Smokelik was standing in for them in the offlane, and then Jimmy was playing mid. But now it's MSS has replaced them as the mid.
Well, we did see some games with Jimmy and Smolg together, but I think that was more of just like MSS was busy with something. I think he was always part of the crew. You know, it just sometimes you gotta have a stand-in.
Yeah, I guess bottom line is the way that Dog kind of look at this is they've got Fog, Misery, Pycat, MSS very comfortable as a unit of 4, and Smogolig, sort of the newer addition to the team. They're still trying to make sure he fits in, but Fog feels really good about how those 4 synergize.
Yeah, and obviously EG will still be using a stand-in here. Fear not going to be with them. They'll have Mason. So interesting. Lots of NA trickery here, Merlini.
Trickery and
Trickery. So let's talk about
They
this
aren't
draft.
even NA. Mason
they-
and Small. Is Mason NA? I forget.
I feel like he is.
Is Mason NA? LD?
Hey LD, we have a question for you now that you've unmiked. Is Mason from the NA or is he EU? Yeah, Mason. He's NA. Yeah. See?
I'm confused. Smokelik's not NA.
Jesus.
Anyways,
Well done, Merlini. Well
Evil
done.
Geniuses going with the Naga Siren second pick.
Yep. And the Team
That's-
Dog got their liking.
That's not a huge surprise. What does RTZ like to play in middle? Ember
Well-
Spirit, Naga Siren.
Shadow Fiend if he can get it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Lycan.
I saw him play Razor the other day.
Yeah, we've seen him play Dazzle. Now, throughout this tournament so far, at least in this first round, EG versus Liquid, whoever had first pick won the game. So it was a 2-1, EG won game 1, Liquid won game 2, then EG won game 3. And it's been a battle of which heroes do we ban out, and whoever they first pick has usually been the Arteezy hero, and he smashed. He got to play Ember Spirit both times that they won yesterday. Evil Geniuses ban out the Ember Spirit, recognizing they don't have first pick, but still Arteezy with the Naga and the Invoker going the way of Evil Geniuses. Those are two very powerful heroes, and I'm a little surprised that Dog passed both of them up. I mean, banning out a Treant over a Naga or Invoker is a little bit interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, Lycan is the hot girl in the room now. Everyone wants Lycan. Everyone wants a piece of Lycan. You gotta
Everyone-
first pick that.
Yeah, you got to first pick it, but I mean, if you're going into this knowing you have first pick and you're thinking, okay, we want to grab the Lycan, you know that they're either going to get the Naga or the Invoker.
Maybe
or
they're
both.
prepared to deal with the Naga.
Maybe. What is the preparation? Just gank the
Out
Naga, put a nice dual lane
split
mid.
push, end the game early with Lycanthrope. Lycanthrope can end the game early.
Yeah,
You get
all
Roche,
right.
you get Vlad, you get Necro 3, you push, and then you win.
All right. Even with that tempo controller Invoker,
It's possible.
I mean, he may be forced to go Exort here if Naga
EMP's
goes
just
mid,
like
but
whatever against the Lycan. Tornado's so-so.
they're both pretty good. Stops him dead in his tracks for a little while and take all of his mana. He can't shapeshift to run away. I think it's pretty good.
It's okay. It's
It's
decent.
just okay. Look at this guy.
Dude, Lycanthrope is
Yeah.
super annoying to play against, and I'm pretty sure that Team Dog can play him well. After looking at the draft, I would bump up a little bit more for Doggy.
Okay.
Team Doggy. Hello, this is Dog.
Hello. We've got Team Dog here.
I do not like the Mirana second pick for them because generally against EG it goes late. They generally do such a good job at making things easy for Arteezy, making things go past 30, 35 minutes where he gets 3-4 slotted on Naga Siren. And Mirana just cannot deal with that. But at the same time, Mirana is very good at exerting early aggression.
Well, based on the way the rest of these picks have unfolded for EG, I'm not so confident it will be an Arteezy Naga here.
Yeah, it looks like it might be
A support Naga. I don't think they have too many other ways about it. Invoker mid, maybe Weaver in a safe lane, off lane Clockwork. All three of those heroes have a lot of flexibility. In
So
terms
is Arteezy going to play Invoker?
perhaps we've seen him practicing on his stream a little bit.
There was some shots fired at Arteezy's Invoker the other day.
Yeah, I heard. So I heard the shots all the way here from California. So I don't know.
That's not that far from Arteezy.
Far enough. Those are some loud shots, man. But I don't know. It could be interesting to see an Arteezy Invoker, and if it is,
It seems like his type of hero.
yeah. The last I saw him play, he kept trying to do this Maelstrom build, where it was like you go Quas Wax, phase boots, grab himself an early Midas, then straight into like Mjolnir. Didn't seem to work too well for him, but I mean he was just grinding in pub games. That was the last I saw of his Invoker. What's he been up to recently?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I can look at his profile.
You can do whatever you want.
I can do some snooping around.
All right, you do some detective
A
work there.
Snoopaloop. Is he offline now? Why do these players just kind of pretend like they're offline? Most successful hero: Shadow Fiend, Invoker, Naga Siren. This is actually second most
He's been
successful
invoking.
hero. What has he been invoking? Let's see his last Invoker game. It is a typical phase drum 4-staff.
Okay, so maybe he's given up on the Mjolnir build. The few times I saw it, it was not impressive. It did not work so well. But
He got likened. He lost to a Lycan in his last
okay.
Invoker game.
All right, maybe
Is-
that's
is
the
that-
bane to Arteezy?
Ha.
Bane or the boon?
His name is Bane Hallow. Ha.
Oh boy. Whoa, EG, go with the Enigma 5th pick.
Classic Naga Siren Enigma.
Yeah, good setup, and they'll have the Invoker. Maybe it won't be Quaswex Invoker after all. Still very possible, but that Deafening Blast Meteor combo is really scary with all this setup. Should be a pretty good game for Weaver as well. There is a little bit of lockdown via the Sacred Arrow, the Dream Coil, but all in all, this is looking like a decent game for the Scarab.
Yeah. Pretty good for Enigma, too. They don't have too many things. If he gets Puck, it's very difficult for anyone else to interrupt the hole. Yeah, you can throw Cold Feet out. That's very minor. Marana can maybe throw an arrow out, but they have one pick left to try and deal with it, and that's scary. Naga Ultimate Enigma, it's very old school, but it's still very potent. Naga Siren, a little bit of nerfs here and there. Enigma, I think it's slightly stronger. He has that like Scepter buff that's actually pretty garbage. But with the last pick Rubik, or last ban Rubik rather, Team Dog they have 5 seconds left. Sanking's pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, he's all right. The nature of his stun is one that it's hard for him to interrupt the black hole, depending on where it's positioned and how he is, because it's kind of melee, has to get in close range. It's not like a Vengeful Spirit who can swap from a large distance away.
If you have Blink, you just Blink stun. It's easy. I would say it's easier than Avenge.
All right.
Because he's a Blink hero. Avenge is not a Blink hero.
Well, we'll see, Merlini. We'll see who's right about that. You like the Sand King a lot more than I do.
I do.
I think he's a little bit of a lackluster support right
yeah.
now. I don't know. God likes him as well. So
It
maybe
very much depends on who plays him, though. There's some heroes that make him look good, and some heroes that make him look bad. Kind of like Ember Spirit.
Yes, that's actually a fair analogy on that front in terms of individual skill.
And there's the skill builds too. You'll see a lot of the Asian ones. They'll go 4 in stun and 1 in sandstorm, and then stats. That is no bueno.
No bueno.
oogly.
Don't like the stats.
No, do not. Max Sandstorm all the way, baby. That 80 damage per second, that 80-second channeling time, that huge AoE, 525 AoE, that 10-second cooldown. You can't go wrong with that.
Do. Something like that. So,
Doo-doos.
Doo-doos all over the place. So, all right. Look, based on the draft here, Merlini, any thoughts? Do you like one team over the other? Because I know which team I like a little bit better.
I say EG's is slightly better.
Yep, I'm on the same side of the fence, my friend.
EG's is pretty good draft. I'd say
It's
it's like 1 or 2 points above Dogs.
It's solid, and I think it's a little bit easier to execute. Song of the Siren makes for easy setup. I mean, it's going to be on Team Dog just to not clump up and not make an easy black hole setup, which sometimes is easier said than done, especially if they have a decent early game or they get a little bit of momentum trying to break that high ground against this.
There's a
setup
smoke.
from EG
Here
is
we
rough.
go. Let's go, Team Dog. I'll
Alright.
introduce Team Dog.
Do it, man.
They're the underdogs here. Pycat on the Lycan, MSS on the Puck, Misery Dota on the Sneaky Sand King, Fog Dota on the Ancient Apparition, and Smogulik on the Marana.
Yeah, so there will be a 5-man smoke from Dog into the into the Dire Jungle, and EG will do something similar here. I don't think they'll smoke up, but they'll just come down. They drop a couple of wards, a sentry in the trees here to block the pole camp, and they get an observer down in the lane there to give them a little bit of vision. Just one camp blocked for EG. Coming out from the side of Dog. It is a sentry down in that hard camp there, so slow down Enigma a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Misery will put another one down in this medium camp. So now it's starting to get a little crazy here. Another ward down. Just going to give some vision into this main access point, make Enigma's ganking that much more difficult.
That slows them down a lot.
But won't block the spawn.
Because they'll have 2 supports taking 2 camps. One's a small camp and one's a medium camp. So, granted, it will only be for like 2.5 minutes. I believe they'll respawn at 3. But still, EG, I would say they're like a fairly greedy early game playstyle. Invoker already with the Quas at level 1.
Yeah. And let me introduce Team Evil Geniuses. It will be RTZ on the solo mid Invoker, going Quas Wex in the off lane. It will be Universe playing on the solo Clockwork in the jungle. It will be Zai on the jungling Enigma. And PPD supporting on that Naga Siren up towards the top lane. And their stand-in here in the place of Fear will be Mason playing on the position 1 Weaver. And Bulba. Did he actually DC? I don't see the DC icon. That's a little strange. Oh,
Bulba's not in this game.
Duh, he's a spectator. Oh boy, off to
They're
a
a
rough
stun on
start.
Mason, but Smogulik not in position for an arrow. Mason will take a little bit of damage, but he has tons and tons of regen. 2 sets of tangos, 1 healing salve for him. I'm pretty sure he will not die to his dual lane. PPD looking for some experience, but he will notice that 2 of the camps have been blocked.
There you go. First blood out on the Weaver.
Wow. Why?
I was surprised that they didn't go for that right away, but
Misery was like on the opposite side of the creep wave.
Yep, and Marana just leveled up that arrow and threw another point in the lead.
This is such an old school lane.
Marana Sand King.
Yeah. It's like super old school.
Yeah, so Mason already taken a spill. That's going to set him off to kind of a slow start here. He's still 0-0 in last hits. Might be able to grab one now under the tower, and we'll grab a couple with the Shikuchi. But it'll be a little bit rough for him, and this is one of the problems with the Naga Siren. She's a good support, but it takes her a little while to really come online and do a lot. I mean, maybe if she was there with an ensnare and could have stopped the Marana from getting one last auto attack off, he could have survived. But all in all, not a lot she can really do to help the Weaver if he gets caught out like that.
Yeah.
And Zai, he is level 1. Did get that first camp killed. He's just stationed about the high ground. He does have a smoke in the inventory, so we'll be looking to gank pretty early on. Looks like Arteezy doing pretty well in the mid lane, slightly behind in CS, but really harassing this puck pretty hard. Still has a salve as well as a full tango.
They blocked their own spawn with this sentry ward, too. So it was originally placed before 0 minutes, which means that the 3-minute camp would have spawned, but I think it's going to block the 3-minute spawn, too. So he's not going to have access to that for quite some time.
What a disaster.
Learn to
for this
place
Enigma.
wards.
Yeah,
Well,
Zai
this
is-
one's a really hard camp to deward, though. Like, if it's
Yeah.
like really deep in here, then you have to place it over here. And yeah, well, Sand King will find a haste rune. Looks like he will go and harass Zai, but that is not happening. Not with 6 of those little lesser Eidolons floating around.
They do a lot of damage. And
Universe,
you really don't want to
they
run
ping,
right
they
into
ping him out. They want to kill him.
Yep, Fogged wrapping around in the trees. He does have Chilling Touch on. And, of course, that Lycan Howl as well. The 2 of them stacked together are pretty potent. They won't find the execution quite right. Universe scouts it out. Of course, he does have this ward down here. And that makes his life just a little bit easier. Being very bold, though. We'll go ahead and just Cog. Burns a little bit more of that Pycat mana. And just really not intimidated by Fogged right now.
He shouldn't be.
Yeah, all right. We'll see.
Without wolves, there's like almost no way they can kill him, especially without cold feet. So
Merlini, did you know Lycan is extremely strong this patch?
yeah, I think we talked about the top 3 win rates, and Lycan was number 1.
Yeah, 67% win rate.
Do you think he
Pretty
needs a nerf?
impressive.
Like, he hasn't been touched in such a long time, and then all of a sudden it's just like, boom, everyone uses him, and he owns.
Well, Fear convinced me from the little time I got to spend casting with him that it's really the wolves that are ridiculous. There are a lot of things about the hero that make him strong, but once he gets the level, hits level 7, gets level 4 wolves, they can just.
Do you think
harass
they
down
should be
support
reverted
so
to not
fast.
having regen, or?
It's a combination of the better fade time and the regen, because right now he can put them on supports, and they just can't focus them down. As soon as they start to take damage, they fade fast enough that supports can't click them down. They can regen right up, and then just go back to harassing. And
so the consensus is that he's OP, and the wolf should be nerfed.
yeah, I think the wolves are what can be really effective in zoning people out. He's still a great pusher. Still really good at taking down Roche, but the wolves are, I think, are what put him just completely over the top.
In no man's land, 3 people will kill him. He was trying to check the rune, but no vision. 3 heroes will go on him. Enigma gets an easy kill. He's very slow in terms of leveling, only level 3.5. He actually does not have enough mana to get his demonic conversion up, but without many of his creep camps available, he's forced to go into the opponent's jungle.
Yeah, we'll get in that kill will help him make a little bit of a recovery here. Usually that good benchmark is keeping up with the solo mid heroes. They're just about to hit level 6, and Enigma well on his way to level 4, but still a little ways off the mark. This clarity will bring him up to a decent level of mana, and we'll have enough for one more demonic conversion before he has to head back to the well. So tied up 1-1 here, pretty even to get the game going. Dog has a small gold lead, but EG already with about a 750 experience lead, even though Enigma's gotten a slow start. Still an early farming edge for the evil geniuses.
Yep, mid lane looks very even. Both heroes sitting at 23 last hits. That's probably slightly better for Invoker because MSS has Howl and Puck has higher base damage, especially since he's Quad Swex. But all in all, still not bad. There's just been no rotations really from Dog except for now. Misery hitting down to the bottom lane. He is only level 3. He does have a smoke. Perhaps they can kill Universe. He has phase boots. No magic stick charges. 700 HP with Stout Shield. Not the easiest hero to kill. And also not that important to kill either. He's already level 6. He might actually get fogged right here.
Doing a lot of damage with that battery assault. Doesn't have much mana left, but I'm not sure that he'll need it. Creep wave will come in. That'll absorb some of the damage, but down goes Fog. Universe very well may pay for it. Misery inbound will connect with the Burrow Strike, even though the cogs come out, and that will be a 1-for-1. Support Ancient Apparition for the offlane Clockwork, but I kind of feel like that was worth it. Clockwork got a solo kill, hit level 7, and well,
he didn't use hookshot either, so he can immediately TP to like top lane, let's say, and try and get a kill. We haven't talked too much about PPD. He is almost level 4 on that Naga Siren. MSS has not really rotated either. He will pick up an invisibility rune, though. He does have a TP in his inventory, but this will be scouted out by the observer reward on top. It is almost out. Those are some look like new observer rewards.
yeah, they're pretty adorable.
I have not seen them. They look like Rubik-ish. Rubik-ish observer rewards.
Yeah. So what do you think about Lycan right now, Merlini? What do you think is the most broken part about him, or does he need to be nerfed, do you think?
I would agree with the Wolves. I think the Wolves need to be nerfed a little bit. They're too strong. Their scouting ability in general is just really strong, and him having constant wolves up all the time. Because like early game you use him farm, mid to late you use him to scout, and just having permanent invis wolves for scouting is just slightly too powerful. I don't think he's that broken. A lot of people just don't know how to play against him. But at the same time, the threat of Roshan, him being like a lot of it has shifted less from away from stun lock and more towards like damage and utility and slow. Like let's say AA and Dazzle, like neither of them provide that much disable. Which makes Lycan much stronger than before. So it's the combination of how the game has shifted in 6.80 and how his wolves have gotten buffed. Universe trying to block a hookshot right here.
Yeah. And
or trying to lane for hookshot.
Yeah. But there are troops inbound here, both Pycat and Misery hiding in the trees. Sand King, no epicenter yet, but does have 3 points in that Burrow Strike, and Lycan, he's got that shapeshift online, so he's looking to chase somebody down, finish off a kill. Or worst case scenario, use it as a getaway vehicle. Phase Boot's also up on the Invoker. He's doing just fine.
There you go.
Puck hopping in. There's the Dream Coil. They'll engage onto Arteezy. Burrow Strike on the mark. And this Invoker's in big trouble. He does have a Ghost Walk, though. He'll get it off. It's just not enough. Puck's still able to finish him down. There's a Sentry Ward down. There's the hook shot onto Universe. Will connect onto Misery. And he'll scoot out of the cogs. There's the orb. Universe in trouble. Zai nearby trying to help his buddy. It'll be enough, but the Wolves, they'll chase him down. Will this be enough to finish off Universe? Are the Wolves as strong as I've been giving them credit for? No, they won't be able to secure that kill. But Lycan shapeshifted is going on to Zai. Now the Wolves will chase him down. And doing a good bit of damage, but unfortunately they're still only level 3, so not quite at that max level of potency.
I kind of view Lycan wolves kind of like Visage familiars, except they're just different, I guess.
They're different. I mean, I think the familiars are overall stronger, but the wolves are just...
They serve different purposes.
Yeah, they're just different. They're hard to compare. Because part of the thing about the familiars that I think is particularly good is even if you kill Visage, they persist through death. And Lycan wolves, they do that as well, right? Or do they? Yeah,
but they don't last
persist,
as long.
But they don't last as long. They're not.
They're equally strong, though. I'd say like both of them slightly needs a nerf.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think they're kind of hard to kill, and the Visage familiars have a little bit more utility as well, and they synergize with some things.
Well, they can stun. That's huge.
Yeah, well, like damage ores as well. They're low damage, but they attack really fast. So anything that increases their damage just a little bit really ups their DPS. So the birds can be like extra scary in the right scenario. But
turn off notifications, you noob.
I know. We were in a.
There's a lull in the action, anyways.
We were in a hurry getting into this.
Except Fog getting dove right now on bottom lane.
There we go. That'll be a kill coming out on the Ancient Apparition once again. EMP does the dirty, and Artesia will get another one up on the scoreboard. Now this bottom tier 1 tower under heavy assault. They do force out the glyph. Universe will take a couple of tower shots, and they won't be able to finish it off on this push, but should be pretty easy if they continue to pressure that tower. Meanwhile, up top, Mason as well as Zai are pressuring this tier 1 tower. Eidolons are out, and Smolgalig will be inbound to try and defend. Also, speaking of inbound, down bottom, Misery ports in on that Sand King. He is now level 6. Won't try and charge up the Epicenter, but just comes in with a 2-man burrow strike. There's the Epicenter. Will get it off. Artesia in big trouble. He falls. Now Universe looking for an escape route. He won't find it. It'll be a 4-man rotation, but they secure the kills and keep their tower alive. It is in deny range. They won't deny it quite yet. Looking perhaps for another kill.
That was so well coordinated by Team Dog, though. The stun, the epi, and then the coil for the half-second stun so that they couldn't cancel it. And to keep them in place so they take maximum epicenter damage. So very well executed by them. They will take a tower tonight. This Team Dog looks much better than I last saw them, which was maybe like a week and a half ago. But they're looking like a real team instead of like a fun team.
Yeah, instead of just a group of 5 buddies that are playing around, they're actually been practicing and improving and looking a little bit more tight. Now, Mason on this Weaver has been pretty quiet. He is tied as the last hit leader with Puck with 48 CS, and his net worth actually not that great. He's kind of middle of the pack right now, 3.3K.
Well, he also wasted it on a bottle. And bottle safe lane Weaver. Yeah, maybe in the off lane if you have like a lot of struggle, but Misery hasn't been there a lot of the time. He's been on bottom. Well, as I say that, he's coming to top with the smoke, but he was there for the first kill on Mason. And aside from that, he's just been roaming around. Yeah, there's an A ult that comes out.
And it will connect on 2. Burrow strike in. Zai gets clipped by it, and this Enigma's in big trouble. The arrow is off the mark, but Smolgalig leaps forward. Mason in trouble as well. He'll get the time lapse off. That'll bring him up to a more acceptable level of HPs. PPD comes in. He'll connect with the ensnare. Another burrow strike. That'll secure the kill onto Mason. Now Artesia inbound. He'll throw an EMP. That's enough to finish off Mirana. Now they'll try and finish off Misery as well. Playing a little bit of ring around the rosy here. It just won't be enough. It ends as a 2 for 2. A little bit sloppy for EG, even though they do make a recovery.
Yep.
Getting sloppy here, Merlini.
Sloppy indeed. Maybe it's just Team Dog playing well.
Yeah,
they are playing well.
Oh, yeah. Team fight recap. You know, it looks really awesome, but our monitor's so far away I can't read the numbers because I'm blind.
Why is it Liquid and Revenge?
Yeah, and it's not Liquid or Revenge, so that's whoops-a-daisy there, but we'll see a fight up top. Actually, Tornado EMP connects onto Fog. Both of them will hit, and Fog will survive to tell the tale. Zai does have a Black Hole available, does have mana for it as well.
I don't think Lycan should be here with them. He should be pressuring T1s. He needs to take down some towers. This is the strength of Lycan. His strength is not 5-on-5 in small skirmishes. His strength is, while your team is engaging in small fights and skirmishes, you just bust down all their T1 towers. And they're all relatively healthy. Bottom's at half HP, even though that was Lycan's lane. Mid lane, 1,200 out of 1,300. Top lane, almost untouched too. So that is the strength of Lycan. Go take down those towers. You have your Vlads. Go do the dirty.
Do the dirty indeed. Up top, it looks like a fight could be brewing.
This is probably going to be really disastrous for Team Dog because, well, actually, Puck has a blink dagger. I take that back.
And it hasn't been revealed yet either. There's the ultimate coming in from AA. Mason in trouble as he gets hit by the Waning Rift. He will survive. Time lapses for now. PPD does have the Song of the Siren available, and there you go. He catches Misery. That's the only one for now. Smolgalig stuck inside of the cogs. They'll have to settle for just a kill on the Sand King. Radiant Courier got picked off as well. Looks like Misery's in some trouble. He will be the first to fall. Zai taking heavy damage. He goes down. Sand King will buy back. Dream Coils come out, but MSS has already fallen. Smuggly goes down as well. Now Pycat in the fray. They do a fair bit of damage. Now he wants to chase, wants to finish off some of these heroes. PPD in trouble. Has 2 wand charges in just a few seconds. Wolves will dive the tower. Will they be enough to finish him off? No, but maybe the AA ult will. Just a little bit off the mark. PPD with some fancy footwork. Already ate those wand charges. Still doesn't have enough for an ensnare. Nowhere to go. There's a rocket from the clockwork. Oh god. And he's still alive, but the wolf gets the last hit. Can they clean this up here? Merlini shapeshift off cooldown. I think Lycan will survive. No, there's the Malefice. A few more tower shots. That will be the end of Pycat.
Wow. That was close. I think he could have escaped there. Firstly, he didn't have a TP scroll. Secondly, he could have just like Quelling Bladed out here. I also think if he went right, he would have been fogged. So that Enigma couldn't actually catch him. So, it was close. They need towers badly, though. Yeah, really badly.
They know Misery's here. There's sentries down. They'll catch him. Can they clean this up? Yes, they will, but now Puck hops in. That'll be a 1-for-1. Weaver for Sand King. Is it over? It looks like it is.
That was not the best fight from EG2. Like, they didn't really have a great song. There wasn't really a good black hole. It almost got immediately canceled, and it was just on the solo bottom. Arteezy trying to pick off MSS, but the tornado will not connect. Tower will, however, go to Arteezy. And Pycat finally trying to get some towers of his own. Hook shot from downtown.
And MSS gets hit by the cog. That's the panic Puck almost. He does have the blink dagger and does
that was a smart move by Universe, trying to pop him back with the cog because he knows he can just orb and phase if he catches him inside.
Yeah. It was a clutch play, unfortunately not enough to secure the kill. Let's take a glance at the graph and wow, EG just coming out way ahead. About a 2,500 gold lead. Experience is zeroed out, but they've got this tower advantage early on. Murano will grab herself a Hand of Midas, looking for some recovery farm here. How's the item progression on the side of EG? Mech inbound for the Enigma, but not there quite yet. Universe working towards the Blade Mail.
I would say that EG's late game is not very good compared to Dog's because Weaver's died 3 times already. He really doesn't have any items. He has a bunch of small items, and Invoker is like decent at late game, but compared to a Lycan is just much better. They also have much bigger and scarier blink combos, like a blink epi with a blink coil waning rip. That is super scary. Combine that with a ultimate, yeah, you have Naga Siren, but a lot of those will go off. There's like so much burst in such short amount of time that Naga Siren is very bad at dealing with that. So
yeah. I think EG may be well advised to pick up a pipe sooner than later here in this game. Yep, based on all that magic damage.
But no one's gonna. I mean, Clockwork's the best candidate. It looks like he is going for a Blade Mail.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think EG's gonna have to go into like the 25-30 minute phase of the game with like a 7,500 plus gold lead, or I think it'll slowly start to tip in favor of Dog. But the longer they can prevent Dog from doing Roshans, the better they are.
Hook shot on the Smoggle leg, but Misery's right there. He's ready to stun with the Burrow Strike, and that stops Universe from doing too much damage.
That's some teamwork.
Arrow, and it may connect onto PPD. Yes, it will. Invoker got a kill on Puck, but we're going to watch PPD die up here in the top lane. Sand King will Burrow Strike forward and grab that kill. I did miss the Puck kill in the mid lane while we were watching that. Did you happen to see it, Merlini?
No, who died?
Invoker? Invoker
to
killed
a solo
Puck. No, Invoker killed the solo.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a darn good question. I was looking at the top lane. Yeah, maybe Puck just. I honestly don't know.
Well, Invoker's pretty close to his Orchid too, so that's gonna make life very, very difficult for the Puck.
Say goodbye to your mana, Pycat. He'll get clipped by an EMP. Arteezy from the low ground. They ping it out. They assume there's a ward here. Nice read from Team Dog, and they will go ahead and finish it off.
I don't know. That's worth it. Yeah, you get his mana, but
you reveal your ward. Yeah. Good point. Still a good read from Dog, and they'll clear it up.
Well, if EG can do Roshan, though, that's going to be really good for them. Like, Roshan's an important point of contest, and they'll take down this tower. And then after that, it's kind of open for EG. They don't have the best Roshan taking lineup, but they have to prevent Pycat from doing it.
A ultimate connects with 2 here in the mid lane, and that will delay their push. There's the Blade Mail for Clockwork. I'll try to refrain from calling him Cockwork again.
Blade Mail's it's decent. It's not amazing.
Yeah. It's okay here.
It's
okay. It's all about timing. If you can use it like during the epicenter, do it before the Waning Rift comes out, it can be huge, but timing is what's really key.
Yeah, there's so much stun that it's difficult to pull it off.
Yeah. Here's initiation in the mid lane. MSS in big trouble. He gets hit by the EMP. Cold Snap. There's the ensnare. They'll finish him off. Arrow whizzes by the head of Arteezy and PPD, but they will juke it. Tier 1 tower falls. Arteezy gets the last hit. It's all tied up 12-12, but EG picking up the momentum. They've got a 3-0 tower advantage. They will get hit by another Ice Blast.
Puck keeps getting caught out. He cannot let that happen. He is the initiator for the team fights, at least before Sand King gets his Blink Dagger. Lycan's not farm enough to put out that much pressure, and Podum's also not farmed enough to put out that much pressure. Now with Invoker having an Orchid, MSS is going to be in a lot of trouble. Looking at net worth, Invoker, the big leader here, 2,000 gold over Lycanthrope, and with Roshan going down, Team Dog slowly losing.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head earlier talking about Lycan, where part of this hero's power is take a team fight to knock down a tower, sneak a Roche, take those map objectives. That's what he does really well. And when your team is behind in towers and you're handing over an uncontested Roche, you're either doing something wrong or the other team is just in a fabulous position. They'll mech right before the Ice Blast comes out. Not a bad time to do it. Roche falling pretty quickly here, but Puck coming in, doing a ton of damage. That's a triple kill. The Dream Coil comes as well. It may cost MSS his life, but well worth it. Arrow comes in, will get juked by Arteezy. MSS will certainly fall here as the EMP goes off. Wow, what a disaster for EG. Arteezy, he ports to the tower. Cheeky little play.
Huge.
That Puck, that was a Puck explosion.
Yeah, he just like got caught out twice, and I was like, whatever, MSS Puck, and then boom. Huge explosion after the Ice Blast. Nicely played.
Yeah.
Well, still, Roshan's at that really low range where Tog probably could have taken it with Enigma down, but it's still very risky. They can like Song of the Siren and then drop an EMP, and they probably lose the team fight from there. But at the same time, they don't want to give EG a free Roche PPD, trying to harass out Misery on top.
Yep, we'll actually be off the mark with that Riptide, looking for an ensnare, but won't find it. That's a bro strike to the low ground. Following that successful little skirmish there outside of the Roche pit, Lycan did knock down this tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. So although they didn't secure Roche, they still did get a map objective, finally getting a little bit more gold going their way, and we'll see that graph move in their favor. Experience actually going the way of Team Dog.
I think Dog like has to get this Roshan, or their chances of losing or their chances of winning diminish greatly.
Okay.
Very, very large.
Yeah.
So, Lycanthrope, he has his Necro 1, but still not really a big threat. He is number 2 on net worth. He will constantly send Lycan Wolves. They need to drop a sentry inside of Roshan, like right here and right here. Like, you just can't have Lycan Wolves knowing what you're up to, or else you'll just get blown up just like we saw Team Dog do. And there is a smoke from 4 heroes. Arteezy is off by his lonesome, but he is Ghostwalk. He will scout out Pycat. Pycat knows what's up. Immediately, Ghostwolf's out. Wait,
Ghostwolf. Shape shifts.
Shape shift? Whatever. Been
The
playing too
Ghost
much
Wolf.
WoW. He's a shaman, dude.
Oh, yeah, the Ghost Wolf. Right. Good call.
Well, Smoke Leg. Ooh, Smoke. Smoke has been popped.
Yeah. Wow. Kind of a close call. Zai still smoked up, though. He'll scoot on by.
Fogged is so dead here. Like, just bye, Fogged.
And there's the Orchid to start it off. Cold Snap. Sorry, Ancient
That was a
Apparition.
5-man smoke, though, and it's on a support. And they won't get a tower out of it. They'll actually maybe lose a tower out of it. Go get it, Misery. That'd be a pretty YOLO play.
It's bait. Yeah, there's the deny from Arteezy as they come in. So they do stop the Lycan from farming a little bit. It wasn't totally wasted. They forced him to use his shape shift there. But yeah, you're right. All in all, it was a 5-man kill on just an Ancient Apparition. They could have used that.
They smoked like from here to here, so that's a lot of time.
And if they could have used that momentum or that dead Ancient Apparition to maybe take Roche, it could have been different. Arteezy,
Huge.
he'll take a solo EMP up, or pardon me, has an epicenter up top, but now he's in trouble. He gets silenced from the puck. Dream Coil comes out as well, and they'll get a kill on the leading farmer in this game, who is Arteezy's Invoker.
They did not see Misery's blink. I mean, Sand King's a good hero, man. Well, AO will come out middle, will connect with nothing but the Eidolons, and looks like they're starting to head towards Roshan. They don't actually need Invoker to do it, although he will have the majority of the spells to dump into the Black Hole if one comes out. It's been such a long time since Roshan has been taken down, but he's at 6,000 HP. They will immediately scout him out, hopefully, with a wolf. Yep, here it goes.
Yeah, there's Big Wolfie.
They need AA ultimate, but Fogden wasted it. It's up in 10 seconds, but no one's close by. They need Marana. They need Potom. They need Sand King.
This is a little bit of a close call, but
they have sleep, so
yeah, exactly.
They have to
Level
be
2
there.
sleep at
They have to
that.
be there way earlier.
Yep. So it's a 2-minute cooldown. They should be able to finish this off. AA ult will be on the mark. Actually, only connects with 2 though. PPD not taking that damage, and there you go. Arrow will actually connect on his eye. Song of the Siren comes out. Arteezy is back. He's porting to that tier 1 tower mid. Roche falls. Aegis goes the way of Weaver. Now Misery, the target of choice. They'll put the Orchid on him. There's the tornado. Sand King will die. Oh no, now things looking a little bit more grim for Team Dog. There's the phase shift. Jaunt coming from the puck. Maybe Pycat could be a victim here. There's the hook shot. Universe catches him in the cogs. He'll shapeshift. Out comes the blade mail as well. Arrow will connect onto Universe. Lycan gets this kill before he falls, but he's stuck inside the ensnare, and he goes down. That is a 1 for 2. Necrobook comes out trying to finish off Zai. Lycan Wolves on him as well. They'll finish off the Necrobook unit. Maybe the Wolves will still chase him down. AA ultimate might be on the mark here. Nope, Zai will move out just in time. Great footwork. EG will come out ahead in that exchange.
Yep, and now with Roshan down, I think EG can kind of defend their T2s very easily, kind of defend their T1. Lycan has his book 3, but still just getting worked by Clockwork inside the cogs, by net. He doesn't really have that high mobility. Yeah. And this is without the Song of Siren Black Hole combo. When they have a Naga Siren, you have to be there way earlier. You can't get there when he's like 10%. Not the Roshan, at least.
Yep, Arteezy catches the puck out, but Puck does now have a Yule Scepter. Will use it to survive. Arteezy now on the back foot. Dream Coil comes out as well. Support inbound. Weaver ready to pick on this puck a little bit. In comes the Sand King. They'll finish off the Invoker. Universe here with a Dust. Sentry Ward comes down from the Radiant as well. Puck looking for a port out. There's the Moonlight Shadow. Puck will survive for now. Universe on the defensive. He'll get picked off, but also takes the puck down with him with a hook shot. Beautifully done. Fog now in a little bit of trouble. No, it's Mason that's in trouble. That'll be a dead Aegis. He gets hit by the arrow. Double damage rune now picked up by the Lycan. Mason back online. He'll get stunned. And maybe Zai with a black hole. He has it online, but the follow-up just won't be there. He doesn't want to waste it. Double damage on the Lycan. Zai in big trouble. PPD inbound, though. He'll connect with the net. Misery comes in, charging up that epicenter. Will he get it off? Yes, he does. That's one dead Enigma. PPD comes in with the Song of the Siren, but that will not stop an epicenter that's already underway. PPD walks back to safety. Team Dog still in it to win it, Merlini, and this fight might not be over yet. A beautiful arrow connects on PPD after the Bro Strike comes out. They'll
Huge
just
plays.
Dominate.
Nice
EG.
plays by Misery. I like Sand King. He's owning.
Yeah, maybe.
I think the sleep should have come out earlier with Naga. With Naga and Enigma up, they can't really keep chasing like that. But that was a nice epicenter to clean with Enigma. We haven't really seen any good black holes yet this game, and that's just really good positioning by Team Dog. It's not like they haven't used sleep a couple of times, but they're all spread out. They're all in the right position at the right time, and nice catch by Puck on the Invoker. Invoker was trying to get a kill on the Puck with the Orchid and the Cold Snap, but unfortunately Puck had his Yule Scepter and then was able to pick him off. So that all started because of that.
Yeah, RTZ just in an awkward position, and he did just pick something up. What is it on that courier? Oh, just an ultimate orb. So probably a Scythe of Ice coming out for RTZ up next. There was a Manta style picked up on the Mirana. Her might is starting to kick in a little bit. Ancient Apparition, not too close to the
This
Ag
is a much
Scepter,
closer game than we expected.
Yeah, for sure. And he's about halfway there, so not too bad for Fog. He is level 11. So, of course, level 2 Ice Blast is online. We've seen the Blink Dagger for Sand King. He'll be grabbing a Veil of Discord coming up next. Has himself that Helm of Iron Will already. Lycan, what's he working on? That's a level 3 Necro book, and I think the last thing he picked up were those Power Treads.
Even Potom has a farm, too. She has Manta and Midas.
Yeah,
so I think that Weaver is just... He can't really do that much. Before his Lincolns, he just got stunned out all the time and Ice Blasted. Like, Puck combo, Sand King, Potom Arrow combo, and now they have Necro 3, which is very, very good versus a Weaver. So having Weaver as their position 1 and this underfarmed leads me to believe that EG's in a pretty precarious position.
They still have a minor gold lead, about 3,000 experience in favor of Team Dog. We'll see initiation in the mid as the Orchid comes out onto Misery, but they just can't follow up. They're a bit too elusive, and Dog will retreat back to safe territory.
Now I have to revise my odds for this. Jeez.
Yeah, Team Dog, to be fair, though, they're really looking good. When we last casted Dog, they were just not as crisp and on point as they are now. Again, I'll reference that EG Dog game in the group stage. A literal 9-minute victory for EG. It wasn't Arteezy Ember Spirit.
Oh, they smoke, and they will scout it out with the Wolves, too. So that is scary. He's looking for someone to get blocked by the Wolves. No. That's pretty nice.
Hook shot. Oh no, it gets intercepted. That could have been huge, but here's the Song of the Siren looking for a black hole setup. Dog are nicely spread apart here. Dust comes out, black hole used onto the Puck. They want this.
What an arrow!
Connects onto Zai. Now he'll fall. The rest of this fight will break out. There's the epicenter.
Oh my god, Misery. What?
This is a disaster. Pycat with a triple kill. Puck will buy back as well.
Holy.
Lycan finishes
Toledo.
off the Weaver. Oh boy.
What a counter initiate by Dog there. They were the ones that got caught out. They were the ones who weren't under the guise of smoke. They got caught out by 3 with the sleep. and the cog to set up, and then the black hole to follow, and
that
was
arrow.
just that arrow firstly,
That
and
was
then
clutch.
that Sand King ultimate, and that Ice Blast. Wow, what a play by team! They are really looking good.
Yeah, and they've just got a scary team now.
Let's get a team fight recap.
Yeah, is there
a team fight recap?
dude, that was sick
That
sauce.
was ridiculously amazing.
So now Dog are in great shape. The gold graph is zeroed out. They've got a huge XP lead. They're going to knock down this tier 2
Well,
tower
to be
top.
fair, they did mess up the hook shot.
Yep. Would that have really made a big difference there?
I don't think they would have had to use a sleep.
Yep. So,
Okay, look at this.
6,000
6,000 experience.
Not as much net worth as I would have thought, but all right, the buyback. Good call.
Who bought back?
Puck.
Oh, you did?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay,
Yeah.
well, anyways.
You see that big Puck icon there? That would be the signal that Puck bought
I'm
back,
new
but-
here.
Yeah, Merlini's new here. He was on vacation while we got all this set up, so we'll go easy on him, or maybe not. We'll go ham on him. But
Dog's
yeah,
going ham on EG right now.
they certainly are. It's a ham sandwich over here. Now Roche not going to be up for a little while longer. He's still working on that initial timer. I think if Dog can secure the next Roche, EG will be in big trouble. And
Yeah, they can just get like BKB on Lycan, and then
Mhm.
Enigma's definitely going to need a BKB, but even
Lycan's
then,
not too far off. He's got the Ogre
Yeah.
Club already in about 2,300.
the gold lead has finally shifted in favor of Team Dog after like 20 minutes of being in EG's favor.
Yep. Oh, Moonlight Shadow comes out. They're looking to get aggressive here. Smogalig, perhaps he can find initiation. He's got a Crystallis now, working on his way to a full crit stick.
He is farmed
He's
though.
bad, dude. This Mirana is a legit carry right now. Number 2 on net worth overall, only second to that of Lycan, even topping Arteezy's Invoker right now. And this is where Mirana actually looks a little bit scary. We don't think of her as a traditional hard carry, but
Well,
if
she's
farm
like
allows,
tied with Lycan in net worth.
yeah.
And she hasn't died very often. 2 deaths on her, 5 deaths on the Weaver, 5 deaths on Arteezy too. So a lot of heroes have taken big spills this game.
Yeah, and it looks like Weaver feels obligated to grab himself a BKB after this Lincoln's,
He kind of
but
does. He needs,
that's
but
so
at the same time,
unfortunate.
there's no way he can man fight a Lycan.
he needs damage, yeah.
He needs damage.
This is one of these cases where you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You need the BKB to stay alive, but Lincoln's BKB is just so passive.
They just
He
need to
hits like
they
a
need to
wet
rely on
noodle.
huge BKB holes.
Yeah.
Because they have nothing that can stop BKB holes.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. Now Arteezy does get pinged out as he runs by a Radiant Sentry Ward there. I think they were suspicious that he was inbound. If he's working towards a sight device, still pretty far off the mark. They need about 2,000 gold or so, maybe a little bit less, 1,800. Universe and PPD rotating in. We're looking for something here. PPD only with Arcane Boots. Universe now working towards a 4-staff, but a little ways off that recipe. Zai, what's he got? A mech, Ogre Club, and that's it. Wait, something on the courier. Never mind, that's his BKB. Okay, this is huge.
This is
Enigma
really
is
big.
much more farm than I was giving him credit for, at least mentally. And BKB mech, maybe they can get a big black hole. That's one of the things about this EG lineup, is even though they're behind now, it just takes one misplay from Dog. It just takes one 5-man black hole for this game to be turned around.
That is true.
Veil of Discord.
They've been doing a really good job of splitting up though.
Yeah.
Like every time they have a sleep, it's not straightforward. Hey, let's just black hole 5 heroes and crush them. It never happens like that. And EG, they don't even have that much damage to follow up into a hole. Like Weaver with his mass defensive build, whatever. Naga Siren, whatever. She support Clockwork. He has Blade Mail, but that's pretty useless during hole. And Invoker is Quas Wex. So there's just not that much to follow it up with.
Yep, well, that's a fair point. Now, Veil of Discord is out on the Sand King, so he is going to be scary. He's almost level 16 as well, just about halfway there. He might not have it before this team fight. If
They
it
know
breaks
that he
out.
has BKB right now because the Wolf is scouting it out. It was literally on top of him. They don't have a smoke, and they're trying to take a surprise fight. It's like, hey, well, now we'll just do the same thing, except this time we have BKB Black Hole, and you can't do anything about it. But now they know, so Team Dog will play even more carefully than before. And if they get to jump on Enigma without a Song of Sirens to save him, then they will lose the fight.
The jig is up, as they say, with that Blink Dagger. But
you can see the way EG's playing. They feel the pressure. Like, crap, Lycan's getting farmed, Potom's getting farmed, Weaver is not getting farmed. We have to take a big fight.
it's the right line of thought because they need to do something. This passive farming just isn't going to work. AA ultimate in the mid lane will connect on PPD and does a pretty good amount of damage to him there. Now, Roche has respawn, and it looks like PPD will scout it out with these illusions. And this is where the next big fight could break out. Let's take a look at ward coverage. Dire
MSS might get caught out here.
do have a ward up at the high ground. Yep, he'll bottle up that invisibility rune. Ghost walked Invoker. He'll be okay for now.
Ooh, the dust narrowly misses. That was close. I don't think they would have gotten killed, though. That would have put him in a very compromising situation.
Yeah, now there's a BKB out on Lycan. But the Radiant side, they don't have much ward coverage outside of the Roche pit right now. They've got a ward on the high ground in the mid, and then one down here, which is an interesting place for this ward at this point in the game. A great ward in the laning phase, but now doesn't really give you vision in a very valuable part of the river there.
I agree.
So
Pretty useless ward.
yeah, EG will have an opportunity just to walk into the Roche pit unscouted, except for that of the Lycan Wolves, like you were mentioning. They're going to have to put sentries down, and PPD will be a step ahead. He puts one down right here on the high ground, and they'll lead another right smack dab in the middle of the pit. But at least they're coming prepared this time.
Clockwork finally gets his 4 set. The one thing I don't like about Blade Mail on Clockwork is that, like, by the time it's really useful, like in this mid game, it would be really useful, but they'll have BKBs, especially when you lose a couple of team fights. It doesn't help you, like, I don't know, from this down position. Well, here we go.
Light Shadow carried away. Universe, he gets initiated on by the Burrow Strike. He'll just get obliterated to start off this fight. There's the Song of the Siren from PPD. They do have a black hole available. The question is, can they find a decent one? No, they can't, and they'll just back out. What a disaster for EG. The only thing they have going for him right now in this engage is Mason up top, pressuring this tier 2 tower. Courier will fly in. Smogalig, whoa, that tower. Oh, the Courier will fall. Weaver finishes it off. Nicely done. And he survives to tell the tale.
But Mirana still has her data list. Arteezy disconnects. There will be an immediate pause coming up from that. And Team Dogs, they're in a really good position now because I think they have enough map control to do Roshan. Nagasiren just blew her Song of the Siren, and Potom is getting super fat. Like, I don't even know what a comparable analogy is.
I don't know either, but with the data list, maybe a little Mjolnir action coming up next. Get some of that attack speed and...
I think morbidly obese.
Morbidly obese. She is a fatty. It was Invoker on top of net worth. Now he's number 3. Even Weaver's behind the Invoker.
Yeah.
Weaver's number 4. That's ugly.
Yeah. The problem for EG as well, they just don't have any real farming tools. Like, there are no Hand of Midas on the side of EG. Arteezy without a Midas. What's going on here, Merlini?
Quaswex Invoker is pretty unusual to get Midas.
But it's Arteezy. That is his bread and butter to victory.
Yeah. I think it would have probably not been very good for them, though. They already had a struggle in the mid game, and with the Midas, like, it would have slowed it down even more.
Very true.
But now the
like
Quaswex Invoker, like, I haven't really felt that big of an impact from him. It was really annoying for the early mid game, but they just weren't able to connect anything. No, like, even Song of the Siren into EMP, that'd be pretty big, especially when they're pretty weak and without that many arcane boots. But their combo is just not really working out. Their teamwork is just not there today, and if they keep playing like this, Dog's going to kind of roll over them.
I think this Weaver pick has really backfired on EG, but we'll hold that thought as there's initiation onto Arteezy. As soon as they reconnect, he's in big trouble, and he will fall. Lycan finishes him off. Yikes, says PPD. And I think that's an appropriate response. EG are in huge trouble here in Game 1 of this best of 3. This is the winner's bracket, so it's okay. Even if EG took a spill in this series, somehow in the next game, if they don't get their act together, they'll still have a chance to fight their way through the
winner's bracket advantage?
Yes. Advantage. No, there is not. Well, all right, not sure.
Anyways, they will go for Roshan, but Nagasiren's sleep is down. There's no way that Enigma can just, like, walk up and black hole them. So this will be an easy Roshan. Looking at the gold graph, it will be about 5,000, 6,000, unless this goes somehow contested.
Hook shot in. Universe, he wants to snatch. It does get killed by the Radiant. Lycan is the one to grab the Aegis, and he will just force staff towards the high ground.
Almost big plays.
Yep, and now Mason, he's in some trouble. Weaver gets caught. He gets destroyed.
What popped his Lincolns?
It
was a Yules. That was very nice play by Puck.
Yep.
Blink Yules and then blink stunned by his King.
Also a gem picked up by Fog now in the inventory of Puck. So map control will obviously go the way of Team Dog. That Veil of Discord, we haven't really seen it have a big impact, but it's still online nonetheless. How's this Ancient Apparition doing? Oh no, 250 gold away from the Ag Scepter. That's when things get particularly difficult.
I think even if EG lands one big combo, I still think they'll be behind. That's the scary part. Before it was like, well, it was kind of close, but if EG gets one, they'll be pretty solidly ahead. Now they'll probably still be behind. Weaver is just constantly dying. Yeah, he has BKB, but he pretty much got stun locked from 100 to 0.
Yeah, and again, he just has no damage now. Like you were mentioning, even if they get that black hole off, where's the follow-up? Where's the AoE damage? They just don't have any. Maybe they can grab a couple of hero kills, but what's to stop that Lycan from turning on his BKB and going hard as soon as the black hole is done and cleaning up EG? And I don't see much stopping him on that front. There's the Ag Scepter on the Ancient Apparition, and Fogged, well, he'll just spend some time in the well shooting those ultimates, as he well should at this point.
Yeah, Dog has really good... Like they're able to get off their damage. You talked about EG's lineup being able to ease of execution being a strength, but now it seems like Dog's ease of execution is much higher because Puck has Blink, Sand King has Blink, Ancient Apparition just has to hit his ultimate like half decently. Podum's a range hero who's super farmed, so they can get all their damage off very easily. Whereas EG is like, I don't know how they're gonna get their damage off because they don't have any damage.
Yeah, well, that's true. And just on paper, it seems like it should be easier for them to initiate with the Song of the Siren Ultimate. And one of the skill shots that I was thinking of is Smuggling. He's been on point with these Sacred Arrows this entire game. Sure, they've had some burrow strikes and other things to set up and make for easier arrows, but that's your big skill shot. If you can connect with long-range arrows, it's easy peasy, and that's the execution that I thought would be difficult. And Smuggling, he came to play, and, well, he's been quite the marksman this match.
He's a player.
Tier 2 tower in the mid lane falls. They try and pressure the top tier 2. But it doesn't happen, and Dog just further their gold lead now. It is 6-3 in total tower count in favor of our Radiant team. Merlini, overall odds, what are the chances EG can turn this game around?
It's pretty low.
Is this a 90-10 kind of scenario here?
Not that low.
Oh,
like
geez.
80-20-ish.
80-20, all right.
Team Dog has to execute properly, too. Like, EG will get farm right now. They can try and split push, but at the same time, like, Invoker will get equal farm to Puck. They're pretty much the same in terms of utility and damage and farm at this point. And then Weaver might get farm, but he will never be able to overtake this Lycan unless it goes, like, 70, 80 minutes. And then you have Podum. Who's going to counter Podum's damage? That's what I don't really see here. And that's why I'm really scared for EG.
Well, here's a 4-man smoke from EG as they rotate towards the bottom lane. Mason may try and bait it out a little bit here. Aegis has another 3 minutes left on it. EG, maybe not quite in Hail Mary mode, but they know they need to make some plays happen.
Oh, they know the rocket's there. I don't think that was a good rocket at all. Now they just completely revealed their smoke. They pinged out, they're like, oh crap, they're right here. And then they get back.
I thought they may try and engage onto Mason. EG now resetting things a little bit. They'll go straight into the tower. Tornado, EMP will connect onto Pycat. That's the end of his mana pool. And now this may give them a little window to try and take out this tower. Use the
Look at the positioning, though. They're so good about this.
King.
There's no way they can get caught by Song of Siren when they're all the way back here. So Pycat's the only one in position to get ulted.
You have to admit, Misery maybe got a little bit lucky there. He was in the tree line, far enough back that he didn't get caught by that Midnight Pulse, but that could have been bad if they scouted him out.
It could have been real bad. And he has a gem now. MSS has picked up an ulti orb. Yep. So they will bounce out. EG trying to catch him off guard with the smoke, but that will not happen. And they even had the Aegis. So they're very desperate. Well, Nagasan will pick up a gem, start some dewarding of her own, and if EG can catch Dog by surprise, then they can win a team fight. But aside from that, the gold lead is about 10,000 in favor of Team Dog, and things are super scary.
Yeah, now Zai has a Ghost Scepter up on that Enigma. He could probably use a Blink Dagger for better initiation. I was thinking the same for PPD, but where's that gold going to be coming from? He only has 800 in savings and won't have a Blink anytime in the near future. Mason, still no item progression, hanging on to that BKB. 1,500 gold to play with. Still not a lot. If he can get a Desolator or a Crit Stick, something that can pack a punch. Oh boy, do they need it.
Rapier,
yeah. We're almost at that point where Rapier wouldn't be too bad if they could afford one. Pycat will lose his mana once again. And this creep wave will get cleaned up as Arteezy throws out an Ice Wall. This is not going to be an easy push for Team Dog. Even though they have a huge edge, breaking high ground against this EG lineup will not be easy.
I think this is a mistake. I mean, they're wasting time. If they actually take a fight, it could potentially be very bad. All they need to do is split push, get even more farmed. Like, why not? They can just get an Abyssal on Lycan and start crushing people.
Absolutely no reason to force this. I mean, I see why they want to put the pressure on while Weaver's still weak, perhaps while Lycan still has the Aegis. It only has about 2 minutes left on it, so this is a good window of opportunity to try and burn some of these long cooldowns and maybe take a team fight as well.
But EG wants them to clump. They want them to push.
Yeah.
They've been looking for fights forever, and Dog's kind of just handing to them if they want to push up that. But they will back off. They are not feeling it. I'm not feeling it.
Merlini's not feeling it, then it shall not be done.
That would have been disastrous. Yeah. That's a mistake that you'll see a lot of lesser experienced teams make. They're like, hey, we have the advantage, we have the Aegis, we have 10,000 gold, but breaking high ground's a different beast.
Especially against a team like this. That just makes Naga's initiation that much easier now. Oh, hook shot coming in. It will connect onto Smoker Lake. He'll be able to leap back to safety. Scarab's flying as well. Won't connect with much. Just scout things out. Tornado does connect with 2. There's the Song of the Siren, but it only catches Fogged. We'll grab Pycat in the trees, but certainly won't make for an easy black hole. Mason will use his BKB to intercept the arrow. Fog gets turned into a little piggy. He's in some trouble. They'll try and finish off Pycat. They grab the puck. But now Pycat will turn on the BKB. He finishes down the Enigma. A couple of fights breaking out here as Arteezy gets picked off. Weaver falls as well. EG in big trouble, Merlini. Universe now will fall. A few more auto attacks ought to do it, or just one more. EG get completely wiped up just for the Ancient Apparition. GG, well played.
Well played, Team Dog. That was a
Woof, woof.
fantastic performance by them. Like, just awesome. I have not seen them play that well ever.
Those are big words.
Ever as the Team Dog.
Yeah. Wow. So there you have it. EG just kind of in disarray. What would you say was their biggest problem? I mean, what was the number one thing that went wrong for the Evil Genius?
They didn't protect Weaver enough. They had a tri-lane on top, and their supports wanted experience, and they kind of had, like, Enigma had to go to an opponent's jungle, and they couldn't protect him at all. Nagas are not the best to protect him with, but they kind of just left him alone, let him die a couple of times, and he couldn't farm up. He was very much so a non-factor.
Anytime a Weaver is forced to go Linken's into BKB, it's sort of like a Storm Spirit forced into a BKB first. And yeah, you can survive, but you just don't do any damage. You don't have that mana pool.
It's okay if they have a secondary source of damage, like Potom and Lycan, they're both heavy hitters. But Weaver, he's their significant source of physical damage. No one else can really do that much.
Hi, guys. We're here.
Hi.
What's up?
Good casting. I just have one
bro.
question. What do you guys think about the Arteezy Invoker? He's been practicing in pubs a bit. And K-pop told him.
I got it.
You got this,
I got
buddy?
this.
You okay?
I got this.
I was trying to fix that mic. I didn't realize you were coming back on.
Yeah,
But,
well.
what do you think about the Arteezy Invoker? Do you think it's a good fit for EG, more of a tempo controller, less of a carry? Not a hero who's going to use farm as well as, say, like a Naga Siren, doesn't flash farm as effectively.
Put him
do
on
you
a-
like the hero role assignment for him, or do you think it's not well suited for EG?
I think that his other heroes are much scarier than his Invoker. So his Invoker's good, but his other heroes are way better. So that's the first thing I feel about it. Secondly, it doesn't really fit their style because usually the pressure's on the other team. Hey, if you don't kill Arteezy, we're going to win the late game. But
And there was no clock that game as far as Arteezy went anyway.
yeah, there's no clock. So that's like, you don't want Arteezy free farming. And this game, if you free farm, he's just an Invoker, whatever.
He's also inexperienced with the hero. That's actually his first game he's ever played in a competitive match.
Yeah, he's played it a lot in pubs.
in
He's
pubs.
probably played it in some scrims, but
Never in an actual match. So.
Yeah, and he got a little overzealous in that game as well. The tide started to shift a little bit when he got picked off solo by that puck right after the Yules came out. That's what sort of started the inverse snowball where Dog really picked up momentum, and the game was at least semi-even before that. They were still not in great shape, but that was kind of the beginning of the end, at least I think so.
biggest things you would change going into game 2? I guess we can start with Brian and just go around.
Ban Lycan, first of all.
Hero has, what, a 67% win rate?
Yeah, it's slightly higher now. Ever so slightly higher now because they won. Like 0.03%.
Is that how stats work?
Kind of. Depends.
Technically.
Hero volumes are...
Either you can get it or you ban it.
Yeah.
And I think that and then just give Arteezy a hero he's comfortable with.
Okay.
That's reasonable.
Ben?
I think to add on to that, just protect your carry a little bit more because I view them as like a late game team. They like kind of hold off until critical mass and then they kind of storm the opponent.
Right.
But that was not the typical.
There was
EG.
no like storm brewing that game.
Yeah.
Andrew, anything you would add?
Lycan did well, but I'll disagree with Brian. I don't think Lycan was the big problem here. I think the
What was
problem
the big problem?
was EG. They usually do that 4 protect 1 style. They give Arteezy a late game hard farmer, get your Radiance, get that early Handamitis, and then go ham in the late game. And this was a totally different strategy, and it seemed like just doing the essentially solo core Weaver with the Quaswex Invoker, it didn't work.
Maybe
for 'em.
EG thought this was like a throwaway game. They're like, hey, we'll roll over Team Dog. We'll try and experiment because we're in the winner's bracket. But
Yeah.
Woof woof! Dogger,
Woof.
they're looking good, and
2 woofs today.
We'll take a quick break here. They win this game. They're one best of 3 away from a trip to the Starladder Land Finals in Kiev, where over $200,000 in prizes wait. Guys, we'll be right back with game number 2.